everyone. So our topic for today is about understanding email, contacts, and calendaring. Before you can use email, you must have an email account. An email account can be provided by your ISP, provided by your school or organization, or provided by a web-based email provider such as Gmail, Live, Hotmail, iCloud, Zoho, or Yahoo. Before we are going to discuss, I just want to share first the lesson objective. The lesson teaches you what email programs are available and how email plays an important role in communicating with others. You will also learn to manage contacts and work with a calendar. Upon completion of this lesson, you should be able to recognize various email programs, understand how an email address is structured, understand email etiquette, create and send a message to one or more recipients, understand how to attach items to a message, recognize when to reply to all, or forward a message, understand how to create a signature, understand how to deal with spam or junk mail, manage mail for deletion or archiving, understand how to manage contacts, understand how to create single and recurring events or appointments, and manage and share calendars. As I mentioned earlier, you can choose a desktop application such as Outlook 2013 or Thunderbird 17. This means installing the application to the local drive on the computing device and configuring the account correctly so that you can send and receive messages. Desktop email clients are generally used with email accounts hosted by the ISP, although many ISPs offer a web-based interface for working with your email. If your email account is from a web browser provider, you will log in to a web-based interface for working with your email account. All you need is a browser and an internet connection. Updates to the email program for the browser environment are handled by the vendor and generally do not require any maintenance from you. Whereas, if you use a desktop application, you will be notified when updates are available and you will have to update your email client manually. So, as what I have here, so an email address is structured as follow. So, we have mailbox name, name of organization, domain category. Or we have mailbox name of organization, or domain category at the same time. So, what is mailbox name? It identifies a particular mailbox on an email server and is based on company or ISP standards for email addresses. Some providers, especially web-based providers, allow you to create your own mailbox name, providing it is unique. The mailbox name is also considered the username for the given account. So, as my email address, docmelo888 is my mailbox name. Name of the organization. The middle part of an email addresses identifies the organization that owns the email server. This part of the address could be the full name or formal name of the organization, a shorter version of the company name, or a unique combination of words. So, for example, ccIlearning.com or docmelo888 at gmail.com. So, Gmail is the name of the organization. Domain category identifies the type of domain, for example, .com, .org, .edu, and so on. Refers to a commercial organization, while for example, .uk refers to the country, or .ph to the country and the organization type, such as uk.co or uk.edu, or for the Philippines, .edu.ph. Using an email program. There are many email programs currently available. However, you will use only the web-based interface for Gmail in this lesson. Remember that the concept remained the same regardless of the email program. The differences lie in where the commands and features are located in each program. A popular web-based email program is Gmail, available through Google. No installation is required. All you need to do is create Gmail account, and you can quickly access Gmail by navigating to the Google website and then clicking the Gmail link, usually shown on the top right corner. A typical Gmail inbox is shown in this figure. So we have the labels, navigation tools, inbox tabs, account options, settings, inbox tab contents, and communication options. So, account app option, located at the far right of the Google search field, you will see the account currently logged in, and Google Apps icon, a bell icon indicating any notifications, and an icon to change your profile or switch to another account. Navigation tools. This bar contains buttons to help you navigate or select items on the screen. The three buttons at the left pertain to the inbox tab contents, and the buttons at the right will help you move between messages. The setting. Click the button with the gears icon to make changes to default setting in Gmail, such as the adjusting of the display mode, applying themes, or accessing account settings. Labels. Folders you can use to organize your messages to find on a later date. To see more, click the More Labels command. Inbox tabs. The Gmail inbox is organized into three tabs called Primary, Social, and Promotions. Use this tab to help organize your messages. Messages can be managed in the same manner regardless of which tab they appear on. Each tab displays the items you receive via email. Google attempts to categorize incoming messages for you. Communication options. Use these icons when you want to communicate with someone else through Google Hangouts, either via phone or chat. Contacts will appear in the left panel below the labels and your login. Click the magnifying glass to view more details about a contract. Creating new messages. Sending an email message is similar to mailing a traditional letter. You write the body of the message, add address information, and then send it. You must have an active email account before you can send it or receive mail. To send mail, you must know the email address of each intended recipient. To send a message, follow these steps. Create a new email, address the message to the recipient, type the text of the subject, and then type the message. Use the spell checker and proofread your message to eliminate spelling or grammatical errors. Send the message. So once you click the send button, the message is sent to the email server for delivery. Gmail does not display an outbox folder on a computing device such as notebook. So if you are using Gmail on an Android device, you will see an outbox folder. Gmail will display a brief message confirming the action below the navigation bar. If there is a problem with delivering the message, Gmail will send an email indicating error, and to create a new message in Gmail, in the left panel, click Compose. So as what we have here, we have the recipient of a new message, topic of message, message, signature, formatting toolbar, and attached items. So, once the new message window appears, type in the email addresses for the intended recipient of choose names from the list of contacts stored on your system. Regardless of the email program, the components of an email message are the same. An email message includes recipient of new message. You must enter at least one email address of an intended recipient. You must send a message to several recipients by specifying more than one address. The addressing lines are very important as they identify who will receive the email message. So to identify the primary recipient of the email, C, CC or carbon copy, list individuals who will also receive a copy of this email. BCC, blind carbon copy. List individuals who will also receive copy of this email. The subject line. A summary single line of text to let the recipient know what the message is about. Always enter something in the subject line or message could be flagged as junk by the email server. Message pane. This is where you will enter the main text or body of the email. Most programs provide basic formatting options such as applying bold or italics, changing the font or the font size, and so on. Signature. This is an optional block of text that includes your name, title, and possible your contact information. A signature is usually added to the end of an email image or email message. A signature is not required, but it is good business practice to include an email signature. Attachment items. This toolbar contains buttons for various files that you send along with an email message. Attachment can include pictures, videos, or documents. Attachments are optional and can greatly increase the size of an email message. An email message include recipient of new message. You must enter at least one email address of an intended recipient. You must send a message to several recipients by specifying more than one address. The addressing lines are very important as they identify who will receive the email message. So to identify the primary recipient of the email, C, CC or carbon copy, list individuals who will also receive a copy of this email. BCC, blind carbon copy, list individuals who will also receive copy of this email. The subject line. A summary single line of text to let the recipient know what the message is about. Always enter something in the subject line or message could be flagged as junk by the email server. Message pane. This is where you will enter the main text or body of the email. Most programs provide basic formatting options such as applying bold or italics, changing the font or the font size, and so on. Signature. This is an optional block of text that includes your name, title, and possible your contact information. A signature is usually added to the end of an email image or email message. A signature is not required, but it is good business practice to include an email signature. Attachment items. This toolbar contains buttons for various files that you send along with an email message. Attachment can include pictures, videos, or documents. Attachments are optional and can greatly increase the size of an email message. Using the contact list address book. An email address book or contact list is a directory of contact information. Most entries include at least a name and email address. Using the address book is a fast and accurate way to insert email addresses into the email message. To access the list contacts from a new message window, click the to, CC, or BCC buttons. Click the contacts you want to add to the address field, then click the select button to insert their addresses into the appropriate address field in the new message window. If you change your mind about a recipient, you can remove a recipient from the address field in the new message window by clicking the X that appears to the right of the recipient name. Creating new messages. An email address book or contacts list is a directory of contact information. Most entries include at least a name and email address. Spell checking is now automatically included with any web-based email program. This means the spell check feature will try to correct any words it thinks are errors. However, spell checkers are not perfect and they may flag certain industry-specific terms as misspelled when in fact they are spelled correctly. Once the information for the message has been entered into the address and subject lines and the body of the message, click Send. Receiving and replying a message. Most email programs will automatically check for new messages as soon as you log into the program. One of the benefits of using email is that a message can be sent to you at any time, even when you are not logged on into the email program. All new messages addressed to you stay on the mail server until you log in to retrieve them into your inbox. So, when you log in into your Gmail account, any messages you receive as listed in the inbox folder until you choose to move or delete them. New message appear in one of three areas. And to view message, click it open in a screen. To return to the inbox to view another message, click the back to inbox button from the row of the buttons above the message. You notice that the box that appears below the message with response options, reply or forward. If this message had been sent to multiple people, you would also see the reply to all option. You can click one of these links to make the appropriate response. Alternatively, you can click the reply button at the right of the message data or click the arrow to display a list of other actions you can take. Reply, send a reply to the sender of the message only. Reply to all, send a reply to everyone listed in the to field and the CC field. Use this option with discretion. Often, it is not necessary to send a response to everyone, such as the people who receive a copy of the message for reference only. Forward. Send a copy of this message to someone else. This is like sending a new message that already includes content. As you begin to respond to messages and receive replies to messages, a conversation is formed. Gmail automatically group messages into conversation. You can open or expand a conversation to the flow or thread of the messages. Organizing messages. As you use your email account, your inbox will begin a fill with messages. Selecting message. Every message has a checkbox at the left that you can use to select the message for another action. To select multiple messages, click each message to which you want to apply an action. To select all messages, click the select button above the primary tab. You can also click the arrow for this button to display various types of messages to select. Creating folders. To keep yourself organized, you can set up folders and subfolders for storing your messages. To create a new folder, in the folder list, click More Levels and then click Create New Level. Every message has a checkbox at the left that you can use to select the message for another action. To select multiple messages, click each message to which you want to apply an action. And to keep yourself organized, you can set up folders and subfolders for sorting your messages. And to create a new folder in the folder list, click More Labels and then click Create New Level. To move messages, first select them, click the Move to button to move selected messages to the designated level. Using signature. A signature is a block of text that is automatically added to the end of your message whether you create a new message. This saves you from having to enter your name and information or a product slogan each time you send a message. You can create as many signatures as required, but only one can be designated as the default signature. Enter text as appropriate for the purpose of the particular email account. For instance, if this is a business account, ensure your name, title, company name, and contact information are included so business customers know who you are and who you represent. If this is a personal email account, you could use the nickname that most people know by you. That is, you can be informal in the signature. To create a signature from the top navigation bar, click the setting buttons and then click Settings. Scroll down until you see the signature area. Click the box and enter the text you want to use as your signature. Notice you can apply formatting and that you can specify to insert the signature before quoted text in reply messages. Once you have entered the signature, scroll to the bottom of the setting option and click Save Changes. To turn off the signature, click the setting button, click Settings, and then in the signature area, click No Signature. Click Save Changes. Working with attachment. Sending attachment with your email enables you to share information. However, consider the following points regarding attachment. Keep the attachment file size as small as possible. The size of an email messages include the size of any attachment. If your attachment can be viewed online, consider including a hyperlink or a URL link in the body of your email instead of sending a large file as an attachment. Consider the nature of the attachment and whether email is the best way to send it. The more secure or confidential a document is, the more you want to use traditional methods, such as postal mail or courier delivery, to send the document. Consider the file type and whether the recipient has a program that will organize and open it. In an effort to screen or junk mail and minimize security risks, some organizations or schools configure their mail servers to block email messages with certain types of attachment. Some email servers are configured to block messages that include graphics or URLs. If you send a messaging containing these elements and do not hear back with the expected period of time, consider sending a follow-up email inquiring whether the first message was received. Alternatively, contact the person or by telephone or for an immediate response. Attachments are notorious sources of viruses and other malware. Always set your antivirus program to automatically scan and check all incoming and outgoing mail to prevent any viruses from entering your network or being sent from your computer to others. Working with arguments. To attach or insert a file in an email message, from the toolbar across the bottom of the window, click Attach File. You will need to navigate to where the file can be found. Select it and then click Open. Repeat the steps as necessary to add more attachment from different locations. You can attach other items as required your messages. For instance, you may want to send a couple of pictures from your last vacation to a friend or send pictures from a work site to a colleague along with an inspection from Save on the Drive. So when viewing attachment, when you open the message, you will be able to see the message as well as preview the contents of the attachment. The attachment icon appears at the top of the message to remind you that a file is attached. Point at the preview to activate the option for handling the attachment. Managing spam. Spam refers to unsolicited email. Open spam message promote products and services or convey specific political or religious views. Spam mail is the same as junk mail. People or companies who send these types of message are called spammers. Gmail provides the report spam button. You can click to report a specific message as being spam or junk mail. This will also add the sender to the list of email addresses that are blocked. Managing spam. Here are the following some ways to avoid being placed on a list that result in your receiving spam messages. Do not allow your email address to be added to a marketing address list. Set up an additional email account separate from your main personal account with a web-based email service that you can use these types of requests. Do not reply to any email that you consider to be junk even if the message says that your name will be removed from their list. If you respond as indicated, avoid putting your name and email address on the public list, such as adding your name to a mailing list at a seminar or signing an online petition. Avoid disclosing your email address in any online forums or news group, as they commonly exchange information. To prevent your messages from being flagged as a spam by email servers, follow general guidelines as for sending email. You can also receive junk mail through electronic communication devices such as cellular phones and PDAs. Archiving messages and using contacts. To keep all your messages but also keep items organized in your inbox, you can archive your old messages. Archived messages are moved from the inbox and are stored in a separate folder. To archive messages, select the messages you want to archive and then click the archive button. Archived messages are placed in all mail label for further action as required. For instance, you could create nested labels here to further organize messages. There is no limit to the number of messages you can archive. Even if you reach your minimum storage capacity for your Gmail account, the archived messages remain in the all mail label. Nothing is automatically deleted. Before you decide to archive every message, consider how valuable the message is and whether it should be moved to a label for further reference or simply deleted as it is unlikely you would refer to it again. Deleting messages. To delete a message, select it and then click the trash button. You can view messages in the trash label at any time by clicking that label. Messages remain in the trash label for 30 days and are then automatically deleted. To delete a message permanently, select the message in the trash label and then click delete forever. To delete all messages from the trash label, click the empty trash now link. Using contacts. Your contacts are the people you exchange communication with, and in Gmail, you work with your contacts through a view called Contacts Preview. To get to Contacts Preview, click the Gmail link and then click Contacts. We need to take note that if your screen shows the older Contact Manager interface, click the Try Contacts Preview link. Your All Contacts list display by default and includes two sets of people. We have the frequently contacted, a list of everyone who has written to you or received a message from you. All contacts, a list of contacts that you added or edited yourself. This list is also updated when you sync your mobile device with the computer. So to add a contact manually, click the Add New Contact button. This opens a window for entering a contact name. Type the name of the contract, then click Create. This opens the Edit Contract window, which you can use to add contact information. Enter the pertinent information, then click Save. And you can also add an email address to your contact list from an open message. Point the email address, and in the pop-up window that opens, click the Add to Contacts and at the bottom left of a window. To search for a contact, enter the name in the search for any field above the contacts. Address books. Although many people use the terms contact list and address book interchangeably, for purpose of distinction, we will say that an address book is a central location where the contact information for the entire organization is stored. Many businesses which use Microsoft Exchange, Exchange Online, or other locally managed email servers provide a global address book that all employees may access. Address books such as this are created and maintained by the network administrator. The address book may include company-defined distribution groups as well as individual contacts entries. In addition to the using global address book, employee can still maintain their own contacts list. Organizations that use web-based email programs do not provide an address book for their employees. However, each employee can manage his or her own contact list and can share contact information with other users. Most desktop email programs also allow you to import contact lists created in programs. Generally, you would export your contacts from the original program to a .csv or .bcard file and then import the generated file into the new program. Some web-based programs include links for importing contacts from other web-based accounts. In Gmail, you can import contacts from an exported file or from other web-based programs. To import a contact list into your Gmail account, on the panel at the left, click More and then click Import. Make your selection, then follow the on-screen prompts. using the Gmail calendar. You can schedule various types of events such as appointments and meetings in the calendar. An appointment is an activity that usually involves you, such as a lunch date, a dental appointment, or a personal engagement. An appointment blocks the time in your calendar. A meeting is an appointment to which others are invited and may involve reserving resources such as rooms or audiovisual equipment. Events that last an entire day or longer, such as an out-of-town conference or a birthday or anniversary, do not block out time in your calendar. When you schedule appointments, meeting, or other activities which take less than a full day, the time in your calendar can be marked as free, tentative, busy, or out of office. This is a very useful feature, especially if you want others to be able to see your availability. A colored bar indicating your availability will display in your calendar. To access the calendar in Gmail, click the Google Apps icon at the top right corner of the screen and then click Calendar. Then you will be able to see the Date Navigator, Navigation Bar, View Mode, Google Apps, Time, Current Day, and Current Time. Creating an appointment. There are 3 methods you can use to enter an appointment, depending on how many details you want to enter when you create an appointment. To quickly create an appointment, click the arrow for the Create button to activate the Quick and Add option. The second quick method is to click at the starting time for the appointment on the day of the appointment. Gmail then display a window for you to fill in. To enter details, when you create an appointment, click Create to see the new message details screen, which allows you to name the appointment, select a date and time, enter notes, configure notification, attach items, or even change the appointment into a meeting by adding guests. This is the same view you will see if you click an appointment on your calendar and click Edit Event. You can enter further details for appointment as needed. Not all the options shown here are required for every appointment. In some cases, features such as attaching a file as reference for an appointment can be helpful. If you have an appointment that occurs on a regular basis, say monthly or bi-weekly, you can set up a recurring appointment. Gmail will add additional occurrences of the appointment to your calendar on the appropriate dates. To create a recurring appointment, click the repeat link in the edit screen. In Gmail will then display the dialog box as what we have here. You can specify to save your changes to the open occurrence only or to all occurrences. You can also use the delete button to delete a recurring event when it is no longer needed. You may notice how you can choose to delete this one instance of the meeting. Delete all occurrences of this meeting from now on, or delete all occurrences, past, present, and future, of the meeting from the calendar. Invite others to a meeting. When you invite others to an appointment, the appointment becomes a meeting. To do this, open the edit screen, click an add guest box, type an email address to invite, and click add. Repeat for each person you want to invite to the working with multiple calendars. In addition to uploading your own calendar, you can share your calendar with others and request to view other people's calendar as well. To share a calendar with someone, expand my calendars list and click the arrow to the right of your name to see a menu or options. Then, click Share this calendar. You can choose to make your calendar public. When you select this option, your calendar is saved to the internet. You can send people the URL of the calendar or you can embed it in a web page. If you were a soccer coach, for example, you could publish a calendar that lists the dates and location of your team's upcoming games. Public calendars can also appear in search result pages. You can also elect to share your calendar only with specific people. In the Share with Specific People area, You can enter the email addresses of people with whom you want to share your calendar. Regardless of how you share your calendar, you can select the type of permission you want others to have with your calendar. Notice how you can restrict the type of information others can see on the calendar. You do not necessarily have to share everything. Once you make the appropriate selection in this area, click Save at the bottom of the screen to skip the settings. If other users decide to share his calendar with you, you will receive an email notification that the calendar has been shared with you. Google automatically adds the shared calendar to your Google Calendar account. Click the View Your Calendar link in the email message to see the name of your colleague's shared calendar in the Other Calendars area. Notice that the colleague shared calendars appear in the different colors than yours. Any appointment on your colleague's calendar will also appear in this color. This helps you differentiate between your appointments and those of your colleague. The amount of appointment detail you can see in the availability to make changes to your colleague's calendar will depend on the permission given to you at the time the calendar was shared. If you decide you do not want to show someone's calendar but do not want to remove it, click the arrow for the person's calendar and then click Hide this calendar from the list. So to view the list calendar to which you can subscribe, click the Browse Interesting Calendar link. If you want to view or subscribe a friend's calendar, you can send a request to that person. You will not gain access to the calendar until they have accepted your request. To view a list of calendars to which you can subscribe, click the Browse Interesting Calendar links. If you want to view or subscribe to a friend's calendar, you can send a request to that person. You will not gain access to the calendar until they have accepted your request. If you know the website address of a particular calendar, you can also enter it directly into the screen in order to view to the events on the calendar in your own calendar. Subscribing to a calendar. So we have add at a friend's calendar and add by URL. And now, I would like to thank my references. So CCI Learning Solutions, page 517 to 545. Abante M, Basic Office Application and Bill Publishing Incorporated. Abante M, ICT Empowerment MS Office Application, Unlimited Books Incorporated. So here is my email address, my FB account, and my YouTube account. But before I end, I just want to give you the summary of my discussion. This lesson taught you what email programs are available and how email plays an important role in communicating with others. You also learned to manage contacts and how to work with a calendar. You should now be able to recognize various email programs, understand how an email address is structured, understand email etiquette, create and send a new message to one or more recipient, understand how to attach items in a message, recognize when to play or reply to all, or forward a message, understand how to set up a signature, understand how to deal with the spam or junk mail, manage mail for deletion or archiving, understand how to manage contacts, understand how to create single and recurring events or appointments, and manage and share calendars. That's it for today. Good luck everyone. Enjoy the rest of the semester. God bless everyone.